Happy Monday, May 2nd. You guys only have about 32 days left of school. Today's homework is page 15, number 15 through 20. So the directions say that for each one you need to turn them into y equals mx plus b form. Right now they're in standard form. Okay, there are also two parts to this exercise. You'll have to also tell me what the x-intercept is, the y-intercept, and the slope. Whether you're labeling or any way you organize it, I need to see that you're changing it into slope-intercept form and then telling me what each one of these things are. So, number 15, first thing I need to do is remember y is by itself. When I'm looking at slope-intercept form, y is over here by itself and the x is on the other side. In standard form, the x and the y are on the same side, so I need to move the x. And the way to get rid of or move negative 2x is by adding 2x. Now I need to do that to both sides of the equal sign, and I have to offset it. I'm not going to put it right underneath the negative 5 because these are not like terms. I cannot do negative 5 plus 2x because they're not like terms. So these are being moved, and I'm left with negative y equals, and I always write the x first, 2x minus 5. Now I cannot leave this as negative. I can't have a negative y. And technically that's a negative 1 there. So I have to divide by negative 1 to get rid of it. And everything gets divided by negative 1. So negative y divided by negative 1 is just y. 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2x. And a negative 5 divided by negative 1 is a positive 5. Okay, so here is the equation written in slope-intercept form. Now, for labeling, you could go like this and label this slope and label this y-intercept. Now, for the x-intercept, you can use the shortcut of x equals c divided by a, which is, so we go back to when the equation was in standard form, was negative 5 divided by negative 2. Negative 5 over negative 2, which is 2.5. So the x-intercept is 2.5. So I should see four parts. I should see that you have the equation, that you somehow labeled or showed the slope, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept. Okay, number 16. Again, I need to move x to the other side. And I'm going to offset it. So these cancel out. I'm left with 3y equals, write this x first, 6x minus 9. Then I need to get rid of the 3 by dividing it. And everything gets divided by 3. And I'm left with y equals negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2x. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. So there's my equation. My slope is negative 2. My y-intercept is negative 3. And my x-intercept would be c divided by a, which is negative 9 divided by 6, which gets me negative 1.5. Okay, so I have my equation, slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept. Okay, number 17. Again, I need to move x, and I offset it. I'm left with negative y equals, make sure you keep the negative sign with the x because you're subtracting it, negative x plus 4 because the 4 is positive. Then I need to divide by negative 1 to get rid of that negative sign. I'm left with y equals negative 1x divided by negative 1 is a positive x. Positive 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. Okay, once again I have my slope, my y-intercept, and my x-intercept is going to be c divided by a, which is 4 divided by 1, which equals 4. Okay, number 18. Again, first thing to do is subtract your x or move the x. I'm left with 4y equals negative 3x plus 12. I need to divide by 4 on both sides. Everything gets divided by 4 to get rid of it. I'm left with y equals negative 3/4. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. Plus, and then 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, negative 3/4 is my slope. Positive 3 is my y-intercept. And then my x-intercept, which is c divided by a, so 12 divided by 3, which equals 4. Okay, number 19. I have to move my x again, but the x is already negative, which means to get rid of it, I'm going to add 7x, because I have to do opposite operation to move it. I'm left with 2y equals 7x minus 16. Make sure you're bringing down the negative signs with everything. Then I need to divide by 2. So I'm left with y equals 3.5x. And negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. So my slope is 3.5. My y-intercept is negative 8. And my x-intercept, looking back at the standard form, negative 16 divided by negative 7. Let's see, 7 goes into 16 2 times with 2 left over, and they're both negative, which means I'm left with 2 and 2/16. Alright, last one. Again, I need to move x over, and since it's a positive x here, I subtract x. I'm left with negative 5y equals negative x plus 55. Then I need to divide by negative 5 on both sides to everything. These cancel out. Y equals negative 1 divided by negative 5 is a positive 1/5 x. And then positive 55 divided by negative 55 is negative 11. 1/5 is my slope. Negative 11 is my y-intercept. Now my x-intercept is going to be 55 divided by 1, which is 55. Okay, so make sure you have each part of each question, and I will see you tomorrow.